the baby born, it's a crushed project, and we have, as educators, as artists, to help to open it and to develop the totality of the human being in the infinity of its
Very pleased to speak today to Professor Florent Pasquier regarding education. So we are interested in the philosophical part, but we are also interested that it should work, not only at one place, but it should be able to something global, something universal. And I'm very happy that today we are having in front of us Florent Pasquier, who is an eminent professor at Sorbonne. Most welcome, Florent Pasquier.
Thank you very much for your welcome. I really appreciate this moment we have now together, and I'm very thankful for your very kind invitation to participate to this huge and very important event, a global mondial event, which is an urgent necessity that we have to dialogue, to discuss, to share our experience all together as human beings, because time is going short and we are just behind the end, potentially, of the human civilization in a short delay of 15 or maximum 100 years if we don't think about our human condition and if we don't change our habits and the way we are practicing education. So I'm enseignant-chercheur, maître de conférence, in PhD, in doctor in educational sciences. And my doctorate was focused on new technologies for education. There is no question of conscience, no question of human relations, no question of spiritual aspects. And I was very formatted in a general education, much more focused on technical aspects of content aspects, not on relationship and human links. And I developed a nice career with a lot of network publications, congress, symposiums, all what you can expect from a normal teacher. But after 12 years like this, I got slowly depressed because I never took what is the core of education, which is the human link between the teacher and the students, and what makes a good education. It's something where the emotions are involved, because emotions make you remember what you are living.
Yes.
If there is not something like that, you just need a book and you read the book and it's the same thing and you stay alone and you don't become a real human. What Erasmus said, you don't born human, you become human. And what helped us to become human, I think there is two things: a good education, we will talk more of course about this, and also the practice and the access of cultural activities, which for me are two things very important. So after my depression, I tried to understand, and I realized that my teachings were just technicals and digitals. So for 3-4 years, I investigate informal education outside the university with associations, with people working on street, with real humans, and what we call École Nouvelle. Thankful to École Nouvelle, I renew my pedagogy. I understand differently what is a relationship in education, and then I become, I hope so, more humanistic, more sensible, more in accordance with my feelings, and I change totally my pedagogy. And now, since 2 years, I'm the new president of CIRET, International Center for Research and Studies Transdisciplinary, after Dr. Basarab Nicolescu. And we are now a huge network worldwide, and we are studying and practicing transdisciplinarity, which is one of the points I would like later to develop to explain this new kind of pedagogy. What is a human being? How could we define a human being as an individual? So this is a very philosophical and ontological, existential question. All the traditional school programs are focused on mind functions and cognitive functions. And they, most of the time, forget the group, the body, emotions, sensitivity. So the classical educational system just develop the brain. And the brain just gives a very little aspect of the reality. And that's why there is a misfunction in traditional educational systems. And we will see how to deal and how to fix this aspect. The existentialist questions: who am I? Why am I here? What is my goal? What are my aims? Where I am going? How I am conducting myself on this path? And this conduct the human being to the chapiteau, which is an openness to the ontological questions. The last one, questions: why am I here as a human being? But this way, it's not something automatic. It's not something which can occur by itself if we let the little man alone. That's why it's what we call a project. The becoming of a human being, it's a human project. When the baby born, it's a crushed project. And we have, as educators, as artists, to help to open it and to develop the totality of the human being in the infinity of its cosmology. So it's really a global approach, a holistic approach, a total approach of the human being.
Many experiments have been done all over the world regarding holistic or integral education. Tagore, the great poet of India, he used to say that human being is not the one who just thinks, but human being is one who vibrates with emotions, who vibrates with poetry, with folk dances, with theater, with painting. So I would like to have your idea about what is a human being.
A human being is someone who has got capacities of building things with his fingers and understand and imagine and create things with his soul and with his emotions too.
Oh, that's lovely. Nice way of putting it. At one place, you wrote in your paper, it is therefore essential in teacher training not to develop only professional skills, but rather to promote the development of full-fledged human being. So how would you define that? What is complete or whole or full-fledged according to you?
Well, the full education, the integral education, should took in account the 7 parts of the human being, especially the 5-1 of the incarnation, which is body, energy, feeling, emotions, mind, cognitive functions, insertions in a group, classroom group, family group, social groups, and the question of what is over the mind, what is over the spirit, what is over the reason. And to answer this last aspect of a human being, we have to focus in the roots of society, the roots of family, and we have to open our mind to the philosophy, to the traditions.
So it's quite interesting what you are putting it up as a human being, as a complex being with this aspect, which is the inner self in a way. What should be the truly lived is the spiritual side of it. And therefore, my question is, how would you like to suggest for a global education for the world? What is your view?
If we want to enhance our consciousness of human being in the whole diversity of humanity, we have to focus further and to look behind the appearance of reality of the religions. We have to try to find what do they have in common. And we can't answer with just one or two sentences. And much more important, I think it's not the role of the educator to answer this question.
Exactly.
I much prefer that educator and pupils are dealing all together on this question and are working all together to try to answer these questions, which is kind of infinite questions because we are infinite human beings. And if I give an answer, I don't help the pupil. The pupil has to find by himself, with the group, with the help, but just a help, not an answer of the teacher.
Yes, certainly. The teacher is a help and a guide, and not the one who would just impose his thoughts.
I would like just to give a precision, a very practical aspect, how to conduct an education which respect the feeling of the consciousness of the globality of the human being. I find two words for this: integrativity, implication.
Lovely.
Integrativity means, as a teacher, I deal with all kinds of pedagogy, all kinds of educational activities.
Yes.
Implication means, as a teacher, I don't give the answer. I implicate the pupil to find the results of the questions we are dealing all together. And that's why it's important to work with a group, not just pupils individually. Because with a group, I develop my sensibility as human being, as responsible, not only for me, but also from the others, and I enhance my feeling of consciousness and globality. That's just to precise how to do this.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Florent. I really enjoyed your explanations. And for me, there is definitely a lot of similarity with education for total consciousness. And then there is this relation between the subject and the object.
Yes.
So, which is very important because the children understand that what they are learning, what is outside of them, they learn how to feel it inside, and also they realize that what is outside also exists inside.
Absolutely.
And finally, that the world outside is just the reflection, exactly,
of the inside,
of what is inside. And this is spirituality, actually. This is when we start to understand this unity of our inner universe and the outer world, and that it's the same finally.
I totally agree, and I'm very happy we will continue this conversation because I know time is over. So thank you very much for your invitation. I'm so glad, and I'm very happy we will continue this very soon.
Sure, most welcome.
Thank you.